So like guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and I hope you enjoyed the past video. And I just did the outro for it, and you enjoyed the repainting of that. And if you just found this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. It would really help me. I really were growing so fast currently, and you're gonna see this amazing plane being finished up. The Avanti XL right there, getting repainted in this scheme and some touch-ups to do. And you'll see this year, this whole list of 12 planes getting completed. And yeah, a lot of cool stuff here that has to get built. So if you're finding this channel newly, then please subscribe. It would really help me out. And let's get right back into this. So previous video showed you the turbine rails all done up. And yeah, something I did in previous videos, I put a piece of balsa up here so this would stop. But actually the pipe was then sitting at a too low angle, so we're going to put it at the bottom in between here, that same piece of balsa. I mean, I ripped it out and it's broken now, but I'll make up a new one that will go right here. And then all of the angles are correct. I don't know if you can see it if you look in there currently, but like that, it's sitting too low like this. Perfect. So we'll get that done and go ahead and continue with the turbine installation. So, I mean, the screws everything's drilled out previously, and we basically just have to put it back into place. I just put some blue paint marker on there, and so I know where the rails go back to. So, yeah, I guess let's get that in the back fixed and then move on to the turbine. Let's do that. So, guys, for this I just used a bit of popsicle skewer. And this is stuff I used to mix glue up. If you've watched this channel before, that's just what I used to mix things. I can show you a bit later maybe. Or it's, yeah, this thing I just chopped it off with my pliers, marked it out, got it painted gray. I mean, you really won't ever see this at the bottom here, but just for my sakes. Turbine isn't mounted yet, but something I did do is I put some polishing paste. This is with what I fixed the tape, the glue of the tape staying on the plane. And it worked amazing. Just took everything off and it looked like new. It was great. I didn't because of that stuff. It's like for cars here, I didn't have to repaint the whole aircraft. And I basically put it on here because there are just some fingerprints and a bit of tape glue on here. Here there's epoxy on here, but I want to because here the 3S battery for the turbine used to be back here because of the center of gravity, but since we're only going to use 3 batteries now, we're going to shove everything in the front because there used to be 4 2S 2600s in the front and the 3S back here, and now we're going to put both in front and we'll have our bladder tank back here. So just put that stuff on. It's gonna work in a bit, and then we're gonna take this cloth and get it off. Worst case scenario, I think I'll do this anyways. We'll be cutting it off right here because this is our equipment tray, power box, electron controller, and then we have our how's it called? Then we have our Unilight right there. So yeah, that's the plan for now, because I want to have all of this up top. Then the front plate will just be a pure carbon plate, and that will be purely for looks. Will probably come like around right there over the gear just to hide all of this ugliness underneath there. And that's all that plate's going to be for. And the wires will run underneath here. And then we'll have like a plug-in board right there for the batteries, wires to plug in and everything. And that will be all nice and neat and perfect. I tried doing thumbs up with this thumb and until I recognized it was my broken one. Anyways, let's continue with the turbine install. So guys, that little thing isn't glued in yet. It's just a little spot of CA. But anyways, enough. I can't properly get the right angle for you. So, my phone here, but just wait a second wait, I'll try to get the correct angle for you. So guys, a little funny story. I just tried filming that, and I went to the back section to show you the customary look down the tailpipe. Right here, perfection. Maybe I can show you with a flashlight just a second. But anyways, as soon as I went back, the turbine was like sitting like I'm over exaggerating, but like this in the pipe. And I went and I like stopped the video and I went in front and was like, what's happening here? And I wiggled it and this thing was like fully wiggling up and down. And what happened is I fully tightened down the front ones, but since there's a fairly bad axis in here and I don't have a good feeling with this hand screwing in, I didn't screw down the back ones. And then I basically had like 2 centimeters of space under the back ones and the front ones were fully down. And I was kind of like, what is going on here? But anyways, we've gotten our thing here spot glued with one currently. We're going to spot glue it with a second one. That will be enough. This looks amazing. Let's see, do I have a flashlight? Yes, I do. Let's see, maybe you can get a bit more out of this. I can see it properly, but you can see it's nice and centered, everything. So very happy. Next thing I want to do is getting that board polished up. So you can see the polish like kind of hardened up now. And yeah, it's so soft I can still like smudge it, but it's fairly hardened. Next thing to do is to get that all back shiny at the places where I can with that synthetic cloth. So let's get that done now. So guys, it's looking fairly good again. Obviously this will get cut off. And we'll get the clear coated now again, and then it will be back to brand new. So let's get that done now. So guys, this thing has to dry. It's looking brand new and shiny again. Really awesome thing, again with the wrong thumb. But next thing to do is I'll get going with some turbine fuel lines. So yeah, we'll get some fuel lines run and start to getting those hooked up near here. So let's get that done now. So guys, got the fuel tubing in place. So I got that done up with some snakeskin, just because I'll put some piece of foam right in there so this can't drop there, and it has to go through the former here, there, and up on top here. So yeah, just a bit of snakeskin of protection, and it looks better than this piece of shrink tubing glued on here. When you shrink tube something on these wires or zip tied, the zip ties you have to make them fairly loose so I can still get those moved around a bit. And same thing on shrink tubing, you want to have main portion on the snakeskin. And yeah, that worked out well like this. And I also weighed this plane like this right now. So my goal is to have it empty with no fuel in it at 10 kilograms fully, so I'm able to have more thrust than I have weight. So this thing will be like an absolute rocket ship. And yeah, so basically we're at 5.2 kilos right now, and there's pretty much everything installed. So there's just going to be a few more boards in here and a bit of electronics, but the wiring is all installed. There will be one more gear in there, and I'm fairly happy. So this is looking good. I'll get that piece of foam installed. Maybe I'll have to remind myself later. But the smoke pump will be sitting right here. I hope we can get that this video, and that will be right there. And we'll buy a smoke stick. The smoke stick will screw into the wood right there, and it will just go in the back of the pipe very simply, and the line will come up on this side like here, just on this side, with probably also a piece of snakeskin. And yeah, so pretty much all the lines are done. So we could no true, our smoke stick line isn't done. So probably get that tank there, the smoke tank here, installed as soon as we've gotten the other tank and everything. So that's about when that thing will get installed. So fairly stoked to get that done too. And for now, we didn't get the servo installed in the rudder yet. There are no servo arms on the elevator yet either. But I wanted to wait until everything's clear coated. This side is fully clear coated. This one isn't, as you can see, it's not that shiny. But this is the servo side, so we can now get the servo installed. And yeah, it was terrible by the past 2 days. And that's why the painting was just most likely a bit late on Saturday, just because of terrible weather and me not being able to clear coat, because it needs to be sunny outside, and it was all foggy and everything, and it was raining, so I just couldn't get anything clear coat. So next thing to do is pop the servo back in here. Will be a drop-in replacement most likely, since I really didn't change a lot. And then we'll get our wires extended a bit and get run into that pocket, because that is where the connector is. We will have to open up that pocket just a tiny touch, but yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So guys, this is essentially the rudder, and I checked I'll have to just cut out this area right here, this little support there with my Dremel, very simple. And yeah, basically what I have to do is, this thing is designed for JR servo, and it goes in like this. This is the way the linkage works out. Well, or maybe the other direction, I don't know. I mean, you don't get, you like get almost, so you're gonna be about there. So yeah, that's the way your linkage is gonna be set up. And this is set up for JR servos, this plane, and JR servos apparently have their wire output on the other side. So that thing is on that side, and I already previously signed a groove here, so I just had to go ahead and extend this wire, and this little piece of sheathing is just for going through that piece of wood there, so it just doesn't scratch up. It's mainly meant for the normal servo wiring, because the power box wiring doesn't really matter all too much, and the Unilight wiring is very thick, so that almost doesn't matter at all. So yeah, let's get this thing installed. This thing is already pre-CA'd from the last time I installed the servos, and next thing we're going to be doing is installing them. We'll take some servo screws, put a bit of wood glue on them, and get those all installed. Let's do that. So guys, I've also gotten the hinge on, so that's all Loctited up, like always. And yeah, everything's screwed in. I accidentally dropped that one screw in the lid and it was full with glue. It doesn't really matter anyway. So yeah, so this wire we have to, it's right here, so we'll just be with the sheathing right there. And yeah, next thing to do is get this cut here, and then get the connector installed, the multiplex connector. So let's get that done now. So guys, that's all done, and yeah, got that middle section out. It didn't weaken this at all. Everything fits beautifully now. I did end up a piece of snakeskin on there. I did shove it in too far, so I had to put a zip tie on there because it was coming out of the shrink tubing, but doesn't matter. So yeah, rudder fits on there perfectly. Go ahead, put it on there. So I'm really thinking what to do. Well, we can wrap it up. I could get it done this week in flying. We're waiting for that tank and the Electron landing gears. So while that's doing, I'm thinking about what we could start doing, and we're waiting for a smoke pump and smoke nozzle. So we could go ahead. We have to get this cut, and then get all of the things installed on there, and to enlarge the holes a bit, and could start with the wiring going to the batteries. We could get the wing mounts drilled out, and the one location pin of the elevator is glued in a bit crooked, so we have to sand this piece out a bit because I don't want to rip out the location pin. And then we'll fill this up with epoxy. And yeah, I think the least complicated thing, I don't want to get wings stick together and everything now for the, what is it called, for the screw mounting. I can do that when we do the landing gear. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this cut and get all of the modules installed in here. So next thing I'll be doing is getting this cut and getting all the modules installed. So let's get that done now. So guys, this is basically what all the modules will look like on every basic sports jet that will be entering the shop. So we've got the Unilight, the Electron, GS200, with their new ones now, obviously. This one is actually broken. The screen is non-responsive anymore. So the screen doesn't respond to you anymore if you tap on it, but it still works and everything. The conditions are all set perfectly. We just have to run the door separately through this. So we'll use this. It still works perfectly. It's just the screen that is broken. But that doesn't matter since everything's already set the way I want to, but like you can still see everything, it just doesn't respond to your touch anymore, that's all. So maybe I locked it or something like that, I have no idea honestly, but that's it. So anyways, nice little board. So the board in the XL will look exactly the same, most likely, and yeah, that's exactly what the board will be look like in the XL. We'll have our Mercury, our electron controller, and the Unilight controller. We'll probably have the big Unilight controller and the big electron controller, but otherwise this will look exactly the same. So next thing to do is get this cut and get those screwed in here, and with the enlarge a few holes like these ones for the Unilights. And yeah, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to do all of the wiring for the modules, because all of these modules will be powered over 2 batteries. So we'll have, I want the reasoning, it would be stupid to do all of these modules over 1 battery. It's possible, obviously, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's stupid because we bought this to have dual battery input and dual safety, and that's the reasoning for buying this module, the Mercury SRS. Otherwise we could have bought a digi switch and used a 14-channel receiver or something like that. But anyways, that's why we're at that, and yeah, that's basically what the setup is. So I think we'll just pair all of those wires together. So what we'll do is we'll connect them up, and then they'll all get put together, and there will be XC60 plug or something like that glued in the bottom here, and then our front plug to the 3 batteries will just be installed on that. So yeah, so we're going to have a turbine battery and 2 batteries for the power. So that's our plan for now. So let's get this cut and those installed. Let's do that. So guys, this is all done and looking beautifully, like brand new. I really like this smaller board. I've gotten the screws CA'd on the back side. I wanted to clip them off, but I honestly didn't manage, since I'll be tidying up my wires in the back anyways. There's no wires that could sharp or get scratched, and you have to be a bit quiet because later in the evening. And I've decided to go for 1 battery for all of these modules, so it will be a 2200 2-cell. And yeah, just as light as possible, because I was thinking about this, and these wires here alone, this extension weighs around 150 grams, and it's just a lot of weight. So I'll get everything wired together underneath this plate. So we'll get those soldered up now, and then there will be 1 XC60 connector here, so I can take this plate off and on, and then there will be 1 lead going to the front and a second one for the turbine battery. So that's the way we're going, and I'm sticking with it. It's a great way to go. I've seen the Lightyear FRC do it. All of those planes work, and yeah, I mean, the power box system, yeah, maybe you would want to use 2 because it's just meant for that, but it's fine. I think with every 2-meter plane around that size, we'll go with this battery setup, depending on which battery the turbine has. But yeah, I'm happy, and let's get to soldering. So guys, this took me extremely long, at least 2 hours now, to get all of this done. I got a 90 degrees bend on this one, so I just put some shoe goop, and then to harden that up, a bit of CA, and then I sprayed over with gray, so this looks a bit nicer. And yeah, otherwise, so these are all together, soldered nicely together. They're all held in place with CA. I couldn't get any shrink tubing because this goes in weirdly like that. So basically we've gotten these 2 leads from the power box going into 1. Then this one joins from the electron from in this side, and the Unilight wire joins up here. And I tried putting shrink tubing over it, I couldn't, and I only have red electrical tape left, so I put that around. I put spots of CA around there so that never loosens up, and everything's pretty much tightened up. So I think in the future this will, it's hard to do with one hand, but like go something like this. And so there's a plug here just so I can get this board removed in the future whenever I need it. So next thing to do is, I think, so one thing I did is I looked at the landing gear, and I think we might reuse them, because look at this thing is full dirty, full muddy and everything, and even bent here. So I think I just treated it wrong, and I think I'll give it a second chance. I'll get it all cleaned up, I'll first of all get it all disassembled, then I'll get it all cleaned up, and then we'll see if it works, and if it does, we'll reuse it, because why waste it if it works? Because we have it, and I won't have to go through loads of effort and re-drilling things. So let's get all of that disassembled right now. So guys, we're in the bath. I got the main gear taken apart. So everything we're able to clean with some soapy water, which doesn't have bearings on it that could start rusting on the inside. Everything that's like a pure big aluminum piece that cannot start to rust, we're going to clean in some water with the toothbrush. Everything else we'll have to clean with the toothbrush externally, because we don't want to soak bearings in water. So let's get that cleaned. So guys, all shiny and cleaned up again. Brand new, and now we're gonna get it reinstalled. So every screw will get Loctited, and for example this thing going over there will get some lube on there, this here will get some lube under it in between here, so everything will work perfectly. So yeah, let's get to reassembling these landing gear. So guys, this is the cross section of the gear. So it closes in this direction. There's some lubricant all over this place, and this thing, if I spin it, it spins forever until it's on the other side. Some lubricant there. Everything that moves, you need to put some lubricant on. Some lubricant around the bearings there. Some lubricant that in the slot there. So yeah, anyways, now next step to do is we have to, obviously the one plate was crooked, so I hammered that together. So I got that all hammered straight again, and see, back perfection, back straight, and we'll get the side Loctited all up, and then one will be finished. Let's get that done now. So guys, we know our wiring harness works first of all, but bad news, the gear definitely doesn't work anymore, so we can throw that all in the trash. So yeah, as you can see, I don't know if you can hear it, but the motor's having a hard time getting it up, and yeah, we don't want to have that. Those motors are just crappy, and this gear is absolute crap. So don't buy GP, never buy GP landing gear. It's absolutely terrible landing gear. Yeah, anyways, the motor is like boiling hot, and this is like the third cycle I'm doing. So yeah, crappy gear. Never use JP. Anyways, but this works. I'm happy about that. Our system here works. Quite happy about that. So yeah, I mean, I think I'll get the switch hooked up here and see if all of the systems will work. Let's get that done next and throw this gear out. So guys, our soldering worked. Everything's on and working, and the display actually works well, even though we've got only one battery. So it just shows it will always be the same voltage on both sides now though. So yeah, anyways, that's on there. We won't have the display installed because I mean it saves a bit of weight and it's unnecessary since we don't need the battery voltage. So the battery we'll be using is actually this one, the 2200. We used to have 1.6s in there, but this is a nice big battery. Let me see, I think I might have one of the 3S batteries here too. So usually we would do something like this. Is a 3000, but we have a 3302. So we'll be using that just because it's a little heavier, and we could use a bit of nose weight. That's some more 22s. So usually would use something like this. This is a 1.6, but yeah, something like this, the new versions. But well, I mean, yeah, I haven't used these in a while. These graphite batteries, they work all right, but the extras work a lot better, a ton better. So yeah, these are the old batteries from my father's Viper jet. They're 1.5s, and yeah, just got a bunch of batteries in here. So this here is about what will be in here, and those two will most likely get stacked on top of each other, just like so, and be up front in the nose. Then there will be a little dash panel on the side where our plugs mount into. So there will be a nice and clean install. So I think actually we don't have a lot to do currently, so we might go ahead and see how we're gonna install those batteries. So let's get that done now. Guys, we've gotten our pack here done up, looking good, and yeah, that's basically, we're gonna have our plugs. So that's going right in there. That's sitting flush on the board when it's all the way tucked in. We'll have our board of plugs here, and there will be one little thing going around the batteries. I've already got slots there previously. You just have to put it in some Velcro. So there's an XC90 on the Turbine battery, which is really nice, so I can't mix them up. I'll see. I want to see if I can get these weighed in here. Okay, that doesn't work on this one. This is the big one. It's usually just show kilos. So I've gotten a smaller one too, wherever that is. Let me just get that out for a sec. So guys, everything's done. We've gotten 2 pieces of foam next to the batteries that hold the batteries in place. This works really well. It's really tight. And this is what it looks like with the batteries out. So yeah, it works out well. I got this into a bundle with a big piece of shrink tubing. We've gotten our 3.7 in there and our 2.2. And yeah, I couldn't find the scale, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, anyways, worked out good. Next thing to do is to make this board pretty much ready to get installed. We have to get all the leads run that go from, for example, the GS200 to the Mercury, and from the Unilight to the Mercury. So simple stuff like that has to get run first. So I guess let's get that stuff run now. So guys, yesterday I still went ahead. I obviously did underneath the board. I got the 2 wires. So I have the steering wire and the gear door in the power box. And my father, we had a big argument about this currently. And he wants me to get this undone and get the separate, get 2 batteries running here for this. He says I can put this onto one battery and this onto one battery, but he wants me to use separate batteries for the power box, since that is the purpose why we bought them. And yeah, I mean, I knew that this was most likely going to happen anyways. And to be honest, this really doesn't look, in comparison I took so much time in making sure that this thing really lasts forever anywhere, trying to stop robbing from happening. And this is an abomination in comparison to that, really. And yeah, anyways, we're gonna get those disassembled, but not right now. So first thing we'll be doing is we'll get our elevators fit. So we have to, I'll just get them out and show you what we have to do. So guys, as you can see, this thing is just a bit, so I'll probably just go in with my file and get that done up, and then we'll get it filled with epoxy. So let's get that done now. So guys, just did a tiny bit of sanding, and now everything fits perfectly. Since I only had to sand it out into this direction, not upward, it's still very tight, but I'll still get a bit of epoxy installed on this and get some lubricant on here for a break-free material, and we'll get it screwed together just so it can rest like that overnight until the night ends. And I want to get it all together for a thumbnail anyways. For tomorrow, for the video that comes out tomorrow, is the repainting that is like 2 weeks ago for you guys. But yeah, I want to get that together for that video, and we can also then go ahead and weigh what it will weigh dry, because I've gotten some Electron Euro 40s which weigh exactly the same like the ones that we'll have weigh with struts and everything. It's from the Viper Jet, and we've gotten all of the other stuff basically here, so we'll probably be off by like 200 grams max. And yeah, I hope it's going to be under 9 kilograms or a bit like that, because that would mean if we're at 9 kilograms with 3 liters in total of fuel, including smoke, that means that we'll be at 12 kilos flying weight, and that would be absolutely awesome. So yeah, anyways, let's get all of that stuff done. So guys, while getting all of this installed, we had a little accident and I probably got some paint jammed in this thing, even though I checked and I sanded out this end. There probably was some like jammed right at the end somewhere where I couldn't reach. And I tried getting this thing in and it went in fairly okay until it got fully stuck. Then we tried, and then I made the stupid decision to get the hammer, to get the flathead screwdriver and push it all the way in there. So I broke all of the wood and breached the carbon spar, so everything got stuck properly. Then my father tried getting it out through twisting it with a clamp, and that just destroyed the spar on this side. And then I had the idea to put a spar into this side and hammer on it. And yeah, that was a bit too much hammering, and we have a bunch of work to do now. So no weighing the aircraft. I probably will spend 1 or 2 days now getting this re-glued because this has to be strong. We have to order new carbon tubes. The inner one, because obviously it's impossible for us to get them out. The outer one, new carbon tubes, and we have to get all of this redone. I mean, it still feels fairly stiff around here, but we have to get all of this recreated. And yeah, turbine's back out, as you can see. So first thing to do is somehow get all of this stuff out without doing any further damage. So let's get that done now. So guys, all stickers are on, clear coat is on. This thing is really looking back to beautiful. Gotten all of our sponsors on: Unilight, Sebart, and FMBC Austria, which is the club I'm flying at. So extremely happy about this. So yeah, I'm just extremely happy the way this plane turned out. Again, it looks like it's brand new. So yeah, I guess this is the end of the video. Finally, it's been 2 months, just trial and error. And so guys, I've pretty much run all of the power leads I have to. I've gotten all of the servo wires done up. These ones I just use some old wires. So I mean, these are the correct wires for this. I marked which one is which, in case I sometime have to switch out the servo. Or so this is standing for servo, this is for door, and that's for the gear servo, and this is the door servo. Then we've gotten the light and the gear, and yeah, so we've got our receiver mounted. We've gotten with some electrical tape, the wires taped up there, and yeah, so I've tried to reuse as much as I can, and I still have a lot, so I just made up some connections because I didn't want to feel like crimping new ones because it'd be unnecessary. And the ones for the receivers are all marked. The second receiver isn't in yet, so here's RX1. This one's marked RX2. And yeah, so all of our gear leads are done up. And with the light, these leads are all done up pretty much. I just have to get these run to get some new CA. And yeah, so I have to today I'll be finished, get this done up, and I want to get this thing here so it looks cleaner, hard mounted somewhere, because I'm able to. So most likely I will come through here. There will be a support on the board maybe for the GSU. I have no idea yet. So anyways, I'll further on get this cleaned up and get all of the wiring done up. So let's do that. So guys, all cleaned up, everything's on there for connectors going into the Unilight. Got now for the light and the canopy wire installed. And yeah, I mean, I want to get these done up and get the board done, but I forgot that the smoke pump needs a separate power lead. So till we can get the power leads all sorted out, we have to wait for the smoke pump. So this video is around 28-29 minutes currently. I don't want to end it quite yet because I still want to get the smoke pump installed in this video, get the turbine back installed, and get the smoke tank all mounted and screwed in place. So that next video, what we have to do is mount the main tank, landing gear, and do a bunch of programming and some little things like startup trays. But anyways, next thing to do currently until I have smoke pump and all of the stuff I need to order still, we have to go ahead and get this redone. So I'll get some sketches done up on some Depron, and we have to somehow get the plywood piece that goes in the back of here. Obviously I can't glue that in quite yet until I have the spar that has to go through, but for now that's where we're at. So let's get that done up. So guys, I actually had another oopsie. I'm currently fixing it and I'm very nervous because I spilled CA over this side and I don't feel like repainting it. So since it is over the clear coat, I'm trying to sand away the clear coat with 1000 grit sandpaper and then go over with new clear coating. And I'm so nervous because I'm always like, is the gray peeking through already? Am I sanding away too much color? And I really don't feel like repainting this, but this here until here looked exactly like all of this terribleness, and so this will work, but I definitely have to be careful and I don't want to destroy this because I do not feel like painting anything anymore. And we got our smoke pump, so we can get that installed right afterwards. We've gotten our wires, so since we've gotten our smoke pump, we can go ahead. I've came up with a solution for this, so we can go ahead and finish off all of this, basically turbine back in, smoke pump in and everything, and then we can cover all of this up. Smoke tank can go in, and no, we still need the tubing for smoke tank, but we can put the final cover on and start getting to testing things and see if they're working. So yeah, I'm gonna be struggling quite a bit getting this off. So let's go ahead and get this off. So guys, I got all polished up and everything. So the white and the blue look good, but the gold I'll definitely repaint, and the white and the blue I'll repaint because they look good but not good enough, so I won't repaint them. So yeah, have to do that. So some masking off again, which I absolutely hate. So let's get to masking off. So guys, I searched around a bit and I actually still had phenolic tube where the original tube would fit into, and yeah, since that had no spray paint in it, it fit perfectly. I dremeled out the holes a bit so that would fit in because the outside diameter was a bit bigger than the one from the original. And next thing I'll get done, since all of this fits good like that, I just literally dremeled it out to the exact size of the Dremel bit, and it fit in perfectly. Phenolic tube, I just checked with the wings and everything, fits perfectly, nice and snug. So I'll go ahead and get that glued in with plenty of epoxy, 90mm epoxy, and I'll get it tacked with some CA. Then we'll have to get it sanded flush later on, but yeah, we can get that done, and then I'll have to get some structure made that goes right on here and will also glue to the phenolic tube. So let's get that done now. So guys, we've gotten our mount right here. So yeah, so that's what that looks like, and this thing will be kind of sitting in, it's kind of hard to show you, so that mount will glue right into, trying to show you this, right into here, and yeah, that thing will be sitting right here, short lead to the smoke tank, and I got everything sanded out nicely already where this will contact, and let's get to gluing this thing in. So all of our holes got CA'd obviously, so I'll take the smoke pump off when gluing it in so it can dry nicely. I'll tack it in place with CA so we can continue on this plane today. So yeah, let's get that done now. So guys, smoke pump is obviously installed. Next thing we could do is, I really don't feel like soldering currently, but that's what we'll have to do next. I'll join this. This is for the turbine batteries. This is a 3S. I'm pretty sure the Powerbox smoke pump needs a 2S. I'll check that, but I'll have to join all of this together to the 3 batteries in the nose. So we opted for 3 batteries now because we have the power box, and the whole point of that is to have 2 separate batteries connected. And yeah, the back end here is all repaired, so this is way more than strong enough. There's nothing squishy. If I press down on this, it's all fully tacked and works. So yeah, basically next thing I'll be doing is getting the turbine reinstalled, because I put these two ribs, I just put a bit of CA in here just to make sure they won't come loose, because those are the ribs that support it from the bottom, and make sure that that's all good. But otherwise it's all nice and strong in this area, and the reinforcement is not really necessary. So yeah, glad how this one came out, and just overall happy. I'll still have to make a bit of a touch up here, but let's get the turbine back in. So guys, turbine is all in as it used to be, and yes, we have to put this on because I actually got the other turbine. Well, I got stone chips from the Viperjet crash, and we had to send it back in. So the front wheel was all chipped from stones, and yeah, so we have to put this on, but you lose a bit of thrust through this. And this thing looks crappy currently, so I'll be painting it. But to make sure that we don't lose even more thrust through these getting thicker by painting, we're gonna tape this off where the air will go through, and only the white 3D printed stuff, which looks absolutely horrific, will get repainted. So let's get that done now. Avanti's back down, slick is done, and we've gotten this painted gray. So I just painted over gray light mist. I was too lazy to do the other stuff. Anyways, that's done. And yeah, next thing to do is our wiring. So I've gotten, this is the wiring that I have. It's 2.5 meters, about that I have it. So we'll have this lead right here. That's for the turbine. That will come up right here. We won't need a mount for that. That will most likely just glue right back here, somewhere, something like that. Maybe I'll do a mount for it, but and then we'll have the 2S up there, and we've gotten our black multiplex connectors because we'll be redoing this mess down here because this is terrible. And yeah, we've gotten 3 black multiplex connectors because they look better. Right here, here, and here, and then we've gotten our 3 black XT60s right here. So without further ado, because this video is getting long, let's get to soldering. So guys, I'll try keeping this short because this video is way too long already, and I still want to put a few things in it. So yeah, we've gotten our plates soldered up. So this was our old harness, all crappy, and yeah, just not good. I mean, this is because I ripped it off and I had it sayed on. Not good. Anyways, I resoldered it, to put some snakeskin over, some black multiplex connectors, just look a lot better. And yeah, everything's soldered together. So this is, like, I would say, the non-essential side. So we've gotten the lighting system and the smoke pump into that side, and if those things like run out of battery, it wouldn't matter. I thought about maybe putting smoke pump in the landing gear because the light drain is always draining in the flight, and I might have no smoke, but that isn't, if I lose my light or the smoke pump, that has no effect on me. It's like completely useless anyways. So I basically have that, which is the non-essential side, I would call it for now. And then I've gotten this, which is my essential side. So on here I've gotten obviously the power box, the one side, and the electron gear controller. So yeah, these are all run forward to some nice beautiful black XT60 connectors. So you're wondering, on modellhubschrauber.at, and this is not sponsored, but that's where I get these connectors. That's also where I get all my snakeskin and this wiring. So they don't have power box wiring, but they have these cool black connectors, and they have a bunch of snakeskin assortment, and I got my snakeskin roll from them. So yeah, next thing to do is I have to make up. So this is plenty long, so I measured it, and this is my snippets that I took off. So I played around. So these have to be mounted like all the way here. So I thought either they're going to be mounted like right here, just to say to the side, and then I can plug in, or they will go up into a mount here. So they have gotten enough room, but I really don't know about access. I might just put them on the side and they'll dangle around there, because they'd have to be like up here on a plate, and getting in there, nah, not really my favorite. So the 3S plug-in will be right here. So that's for the turbine. That will be right here, no issue. That will be hard mounted. So I still have to get done up. So we'll still do that in this video, and manage to get the plate in and maybe hook this thing up for the first time. And that will be it for this video. So let's get to soldering that up. Yes, okay, so we've gotten our first gremlins. So these two work. These are, one of them is the lighting in the front. So I sadly can't check that fully because I don't have the gear installed with the rest of the lighting there, and the front gear obviously. So, but that seems to be working, those two lights, so that all works. And yeah, for the nav lights, only one works currently. Yeah, that one definitely could be soldering, because my soldering job there was terrible. Or it could just be here, because the red beacon and this red beacon, I checked them, because I got confused with wires. I checked them down here before I soldered them together, and they both perfectly worked. So I know that that's definitely a soldering issue right here. Our nav lights, yeah, I hope it's a soldering issue. I really, really hope it is. I don't feel like digging anything up here. I can check my connector in the wing, but I don't feel like digging anything up. So yeah, I'll get to checking the flaps and the ailerons, and if they all work, I'll doubt that it's a soldering issue, but we'll see. So guys, some of the lights work, this aileron works, and the flap is getting a signal, but the rest is not working on the wings. So I mean, I expected that, because I mean, if you look at this, my soldering joints are terrible. I won't zoom on this because you can already tell they are terrible. It's just personal, because my soldering iron is really crappy, and I'm not going to fully blame it on that, because my soldering is also really crappy. So yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, I'm honestly not all too upset about it, because I get to practice my soldering skills. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll put 2 of the black 8-pin connectors on there. Let's see, I might still have some in my boxes here, and I have to clean up in my room because some of my boxes are missing. Let's see, those are hinges, those are multiplex connectors. Right here. So I've actually gotten 2 of them. So I could... No, I've gotten 3 of them. 3 of these. So, but I have not gotten the other side. Okay, now that fell into my fiberglass thing. So, yeah, a bit messy in my room. So we'll have 2 for each wing. So I'll show you how these will be done up, and still in this video. And yeah, basically we'll have gear and lighting on this one, and the servos on this one. That is the plan. So we have 2, that's 4, and 4 again, that's 8. That's perfect. One is an 8-pin, and then we'll have 6 on this. So good, will work out good. Happy about that. And yeah, anyways, just happens, and we're gonna fix it by just replacing these, which will be no problem. So I guess we're just gonna have them sitting like side by side right there, and that will be good. The only issue I'll have on the wing soldering won't be all too difficult, but on the fuselage side, on the other hand, yeah, I have to match things perfectly, because everything's done up already. I can't go ahead now and just pull out everything. That's no option for me. So I have to somehow get this clipped off, and then all of this has to be fed back through this tiny hole here, and I have to solder down out here. So loads of fun that's awaiting for me. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. We've done too much for this video. Next video I'll be chasing gremlins. The tank is on order, and I hope I can get all of this fixed. I mean, currently we're having some issues with ordering stuff, just because, first of all, it costs a lot of stuff, a lot of money currently, and it's insanely expensive, all of the stuff. So yeah, we're trying to get stuff ordered, so before the XL the videos will be coming out. I don't know how many more projects we'll do as soon as this one's finished, but I'll have to get this one finished, because I think one is the first event. I think in about a month or 2, 1.5 months, the first event. It won't be like an official event, but it's like a fun flying, and I really want to take this thing with me, have all of the lights working, have this thing working perfectly, so I can go full crazy. I always had to worry about the tank air bubbles going through, because my tank system never was proper. So I really hope I can get everything fixed up, get this thing flying beautifully. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.